If you're brand new to the world, the business world, it's going to be very difficult. People have never heard of you. You have to either have gotten a huge amount of revenue, a huge amount of users, or something like that. I wouldn't bootstrap. I think it's kind of crazy. You need capital. If you can bootstrap, you know, of course I would. But who's going to pay for the office? Who's going to pay for the developers? Who's going to pay for marketing, if you're going to do marketing? Who's going to pay for data vendors? Who's going to pay for AWS? Who's going to pay for GPUs? Who's going to pay for Datadog? Who's going to pay for PostHog? Who's going to pay for... all that stuff adds up. Even a small startup, like, it's going to be a couple mil a year, maybe $1 million a year. If you really cut down on the costs, you could do it for $1 million a year. But it's not something I would advise. Being a one-man show has not really worked, ever. They call it a company for a reason. And I think investors want to see, I mean, the biggest part of investing in a company is who is the team. Can this person manage a team? That's in fact one of my best skills, management. If you can't manage a team and your product's not growing, number one thing I would look for as an investor, and I invest, number one thing is, what are the numbers? Give me something. Users, revenue. If you don't have revenue, give me users. If you don't have users, I'm going to wait until you show me some users. Giving me ideas, worthless. Show me the users. If you don't have users, it better be the greatest fucking demo I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Otherwise, I need some users. And I need to see a path to like monthly growth. So let's say you have users or revenue, great. I need to see at least 20% month over month growth. And it has to at some point approach like $1 million if you're on that trajectory. Like if you're doing 20% growth on $5,000, it's just not going to make sense, right? It has to be, like, that's not scale. You know, it has to be, you have to be approaching $1 million of revenue. Annualized even is fine. But like after like 6 or 7 more 20% month over month, hopefully around $1 million. But if you're doing like $2,000 a month or something, like there, let me open a spreadsheet, I guess. I don't know, let's say it's, what is it? August 2024, September 2024, October 2024, November 2024, and then December 2024. And let's see if I can extend these to 2025. Yes. All right. So let's say your startup, you have 200 users, and they're paying you, I don't know, $100 each. That's actually not bad. But if you have 20 users, yeah, let's look at this case, okay? And ARR is this times 12. So let's go back to my model where you're growing 20%. You have to grow 20% month over month. Let's say instead you're growing just 10%. Like this just doesn't work. Because like by the time you get to $1 million annualized, I'll be asleep. Might be dead by then. So yeah, $1 million annualized would happen in December 2027, 3 years from now, before this is like even, arguably that's still a small business. So I want to see like 20% month over month. Because even from a very small number like this, $2,000 of revenue is not very much. But even with 2,000, you can see that I'm getting to $1 million in revenue, you know, I guess 18 months from now. That's not bad. So this is what it's all about, right? At the end of the day. Now, if you just show me users growing, I don't know how I even did this. If you just, I should just ASP and stuff like that, but this is where it goes 20%. This stays the same. You get the point. So obviously this picture is a lot better if your monthly revenue is, I don't know, let's say something like that, and you're growing 40% month over month. You will very quickly be a big company. Right here, you're talking about 10 million in revenue at some point. So it's all about the numbers, but without the numbers, you know, it doesn't mean much. So you have to show the numbers, otherwise the product itself doesn't really matter that much. You know, the numbers are what matter. Monthly numbers. You can't put numbers up, you need to find a job. You can put numbers up, you're ready to have a startup. I don't deal in making small companies. I deal in making huge companies. Investors don't want to talk about making a small company. Investors want to talk about how are you going to make a multi-billion-dollar company. No, I mean, companies start small, but they get big. I had a billion-dollar company. I had a huge drug company. So watch your mouth when you talk to me. I know how to make a huge company. You don't. And certainly not going to take any shit from somebody from the UK, where they don't even fucking do business. Shitty-ass country. Shitty-ass country that's going bankrupt. Don't talk shit about me. Fuck out of here. Let me know when you go public. All right, anyway, let's go back further for Boeing.